guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope everybody's keeping safe. I hope you and your family are safe and through this pandemic stuff going on. I pray that you and your family stay indoor and stay safe. Today, the purpose of this video today is pretty much going through things that I regret doing as a teenager. So, teenager or my early 20s that I look at now, I'm like, I can't be possibly doing this again because I'm just that age where it's time to do grown-up stuff. So yeah, so I wrote down questions so it reminds me of the things that I wrote down, just notes to keep me on track what I'm saying so I don't forget. So the first thing that I regret doing most definitely was going clubbing without my parents knowing that I was at the clubs. So what I used to do was, if a friend called me on a Saturday, or the day that I never went to clubbing was definitely on a Sunday, but days like Saturday and Friday, if a friend called me and be like, no, let's go clubbing. The other thing is, I used to find it quite hard to say no to a friend. I don't know why. I just used to hate it to say no. I know I could have said, oh, no, I don't think my mom's gonna like it, I'm not gonna go. But I never used to say no. It was just like, you wanna go clubbing? Let's go clubbing. So I would go clubbing without my parents knowing. I just look at it now thinking it was so unsafe. My parents not knowing where I was. What if things happened and them not knowing where I was, you know? But I definitely regret doing that. I wish I could have asked my parents ask my parents for permission if I can go, but I never did. I just used to leave the house and just go. I would wait till my parents go to bed or get ready and then do my makeup and stuff, and then leave the house, not even care. Yeah, which is quite dangerous. So, but I just never seemed to care. It was just the craziest thing for a teenager to do. And your parents, you just never thought about your parents. You just feel like, I can do what I want, let me go. The second one was depending on friends. So I regret depending on friends when I was that young. The funny thing is, when I moved out of my family home, before I moved out, I had so many friends. Like, my family knew me as a person that just carries people around as friends. To me, they were friends, but they probably didn't clarify me as a friend or didn't see me as a friend, which was okay. But for me, I was like, yeah, everybody's my friend. So when I moved out of my mom's house, I just packed up my things one time. I was like, I'm leaving, I'm going, I want independence, and I'm gonna live with myself, and I don't care. I was such a rebellious child. It's weird. I was just so, anyway. So I moved out. When I moved out, I had nowhere to go. I had nowhere to go. So what I did was I would call up friends, this friend and that friend, and be like, can I come and stay at your house? Can I come and stay at your house? Just trying to find things, just trying to pick up myself again and then see where I can start without being at my family's house. But nobody was there. It's so sad that you're always there for people, but when it's your turn, it seems like sometimes nobody's there for you. So that I definitely regret doing. I was so depending on friends, and which was why, which I learned the hardest way. But life is all about living and learning, I guess. So I learned that before you depend on a friend, you gotta have somehow your own way to get out of your situation before you can depend on a friend. So yeah. And the third one was not learning how to cook. I know some people are some of my friends are gonna watch this video and be like, even my family be like, yeah, we told you should have learned how to cook. It's true. I do regret not knowing how to cook. When you grow up in a family, an African home, as you're growing up as a girl, your mom teaches you how to cook. For me, I didn't care. My mom would call us in the kitchen if she wanted us to learn a particular dish, come and learn how to cook. Me? I didn't want to go. I said, I'm not coming to the kitchen to learn how to cook. What? No, I'm not coming. And my sisters would go, and mom would teach them how to cook. But now I've learned it the hard way. That maybe I should have actually learned how to cook when my mom was trying to teach me how to cook. But hey, I'm not saying now I can't cook. I can cook a little bit, some things, small thing, not everything. Don't come for small. But I'm learning how to cook, which is, what can I do? I have to learn somehow. I refuse to learn as a team. Now I have to learn by myself. And the fourth thing was jumping windows. So going back to the stories, me going to the club without my family knowing. With this one, the way I used to go clubbing was I used to jump windows and gates in my family home and just go clubbing. Disappear, come back 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning, and my family not knowing where I was, which was the scariest thing. And I do regret doing that. A girl shouldn't be jumping windows. So that is definitely a regret. I shouldn't have been doing that, but then I didn't see it as a problem. But now I'm looking at it, I'm like, that was a problem. But when I was doing it, it was the greatest thing ever. Like, I'm getting out of the house, I'm going out. If my parents are gonna say no, I'm gonna leave and go. So I regret doing that. Alright, the fifth thing was not knowing how to save. There was a particular time when I started living by myself, I didn't know how to save. I was spending money like a rich madam. Not knowing that I've got bills, I've got like things to pay for, I've got to pay for my own books and stuff. I didn't care. I was just like spending money here, going clubbing here, going shopping here, buying things that I didn't need, unnecessary things, which was ridiculous. But I'm not saying that I don't do it now, but I don't do it as much as I used to do it. Let's start there. So yeah. And the fifth thing was fighting my siblings. I used to fight with my siblings for no reason. They'll touch my stuff, I'll get upset. They'll do this, I'll get upset for no reason. Maybe I grew up in a family of 2 girls and 2 boys. I grew up in a family of 2 boys and 2 girls, 2 sisters, and me as a third, and then 2 brothers. And you can imagine that how that could be. This one does that stuff, that one does that stuff, and then if we both touch each other's stuff, it's a problem. But I regret doing that. Like, I should have just share with my sisters instead of fighting over petty stuff. But anyway, we're learning, and I learned that. Now I learned that I shouldn't have done that. Should have been best friends with my sisters, which I find it quite hard to do back then. Alright, last but not least, going back to not knowing how to save. This one was buying things that I do not need. Not needing, but I felt like I wanted it. Makeup, shoes, clothes. It's like you've got other things in the house that you don't wear, but you still want to buy more stuff. And I was doing that, and I regret doing that. It wasn't a great choice, but it was something that I did that I learned now. With makeup, I still buy it even if I don't need it. With clothes, yeah, sometimes. Like other things, I do think twice before I buy something. But I learned, again, like I said, we'll see. In life, you learn every day. So I'm still learning, even in my late 20s. I'm still learning. But there's things that I did back then. Now I'm looking at I can't do. So, but yeah. Do share down in the comments of what you regret doing as a teenager, and let's get the discussion going. Thank you so much for watching, and stay safe.